The escape network was not literally underground, nor was it a railroad. It was figuratively underground, in the sense of being an underground resistance. It was known as a railroad by way of the use of railroad terminology in the codes that they used. The Underground Railroad consisted of meeting points, secret routes, transportation, safe houses, and assistance provided by the abolitionist sympathizers. Individuals were often organized in small, independent groups. This helped to maintain secrecy because individuals knew some connecting stations along the route but knew few details of their immediate area. At the height of the Underground Railroad, fewer than 1,000 slaves from all slave-holding states were able to escape each year. One estimate suggests that by 1850, 100,000 slaves had escaped via the railroad. Although the economic impact was small, the psychological impact on slaveholders of an informal network to assist escaped slaves was immense. The responsibility for catching runaway slaves fell on officials of the states from which the slaves came, and the Underground Railroad thrived. Members of the Underground Railroad often used specific terms based on the metaphor of the railway to code for the slaves. People who helped slaves find the railroad were agents or shepherds. Guides were known as conductors. Free or escaped blacks, sometimes whites, that helped guide fugitives were abductors. Hiding places were known as stations. Station masters hid slaves in their homes. Escaped slaves were referred to as passengers or cargo. Although the fugitives sometimes traveled on boat or train, they usually traveled on foot or by wagon in groups of 1 to 3 slaves. The journey was often considered particularly difficult and dangerous for women and children, yet many still participated. In fact, one of the most famous and successful abductors was Harriet Tubman, a woman. Another form of codes were quilt patterns. Quilt designs were used to signal and direct slaves to escape routes and assistance. There were 10 quilt patterns that were used to direct slaves to take particular action. The quilts were placed one at a time on a fence as a means of nonverbal communication to alert escaping slaves. The code had a dual meaning. First, to signal slaves to prepare to escape, and second, to give clues and indicate directions on their journey. In just a few seconds, you're going to be seeing some notable people from the Underground Railroad. One of those, William Still, often called the father of the Underground Railroad, helped hundreds of slaves to escape, as many as 60 a month, sometimes hiding them in his own Philadelphia home. William also had this quote: "The heroism and desperate struggle that many of our people had to endure under the terrible oppression that they were under should be kept green in the memory of this and coming generations." You will now hear an old song that slaves used to sing as they traveled on the Underground Railroad.
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. If you get there before I do, coming for to carry me home, coming for to carry me home. Dear all my friends that I'm a coming there too. Oh, it's a coming for to carry me home. When I'll be upward in a heavenly way, coming for to carry me home. When Jesus washed my sins away, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot,